Alright, good morning. It's New Year's Day. So this is one of the recipes that I figured out on my own several years ago, many years ago. This takes a long time to cook, especially if you want it to turn out perfectly like that. They say 45 minutes. This is wild rice, so you can get it grown by Aboriginals out in Ontario, where there's a farmer who sells it from Saskatchewan. So it grows in a lake. It's not from rice paddies. It takes a long time to process, so it's very expensive. But you can get it in Prince George, save on Gullich Heights, that's the only one that has it, and Buy Low Foods happens to have it. Otherwise, you gotta order it online. So very expensive. So you're gonna start off with your rice. Now there's two ways to do this recipe. You can go with a sweet version, add berries, and put some honey or syrup on it. But today, I'm gonna go with a more nutritious version. So hopefully everything you got is from grass-fed animals. Makes a huge difference in the quality. Get more vitamin K2. So local eggs. Wintertime, they're not going to have bright orange egg yolks because there's no grass for them to eat, and that's where they get the beta carotene. Gives it that dark orange color. So you got a mixing bowl. Add one egg. It's got a nice thick eggshell membrane, so that's a good quality egg. So if I have time, I pull the membrane out and I'll eat that membrane too. So I'm not going to bother with that today. Add some spices. I love spicy, so paprika, chipotle, some salt. I use a lot of salt because I typically get low blood pressure, and if I add salt to my diet, boom, right away the blood pressure comes up. I use buckwheat flour. There's buckwheat everywhere. It's dirt cheap, and it's supposed to have, I don't know, B17. Prevents cancer. Okay, so we add some flour to that. We're gonna mix it all up. Now the other thing I do is I take anything that takes a long time to cook. Like if you're chopping up, this is garlic, jalapeno peppers, and shallots. I just do it like I'm a prep cook. So you make extra. So the rice was from yesterday, shallots and garlic was from yesterday as well. I haven't tried this yet, but I was tempted to put the grass-fed Gouda, or Gouda as the Dutch would call it. Gouda cheese supposedly has the most amount of vitamin K2. That's what I would recommend. That's my favorite anyways. So this, for folks in British Columbia, you can get this at the two health food stores in town, Ave Maria and Homesteaders, and it's Jerseyland Organics, by far the best cheese. They have cheddar, they have feta. Okay, so this is sauteed in olive oil. I refuse to use canola oil or margarine. If you're cooking with that, well, please tell me. I'll tell you I'm famished, or not famished, full. Can't eat another tiny bit. Okay, so it looks like I'd probably put one more egg in there. I don't know how much you're paying for eggs, but they're $6.50 a dozen at Homesteader, and they limit 2 per customer, and they get them from all over Prince George. People have their own chickens all over Prince George. Food sustainability, and why ship food halfway across the country? And why buy food from companies like Kraft, General Foods, General Mills? They are, or were, owned by cigarette companies. Okay, so that looks better. We got enough eggs in there. I got my pan heated up. Turn it up a bit. So then, plop that down in there just so it's thick enough so you can flip it. I usually fill the pan, and then you can cut it into 4 to make it easier to flip. So it's like you're cooking a pancake made out of wild rice, buckwheat flour, eggs, on there, and then whatever else you want to add to it. So for books, I would recommend Dr. Kate Riamblu. That's the book about vitamin K2, the calcium paradox. And when I read that, I didn't realize it's not just about getting the calcium to your bones and your teeth. I was listening to the radio one day, and the neurologist had said, she probably didn't know about nutrition as much as I do, but anyway, she said most common cell in your brain is called an astrocyte. And so I wrote that down. I went and looked, find more information, and then I read somewhere that the astrocytes hold calcium. So it's not like they're made out of calcium, it's like they hold it. It's like storage so that your brain can use the calcium as fuel. So kind of like bones, your bones don't just hold calcium, they regenerate. I mean, that's how you heal fractures and broken bones, right? You break a bone, they set it, and then it just heals more layers, layer after layer after layer. In August long weekend 2023, I got laid off driving school bus. I didn't collect DI. I went to Banff. I wanted to relocate to Banff. I didn't look for a place to live or a job. I went rollerblading right away. So I went down a mega steep hill. I was super happy. Probably got like 70 kilometers an hour at the bottom of the hill. And this was down near Bow Falls. So I fell when I wasn't going very fast. Landed on my right hand. I got up right away. I moved my hand. Move my fingers. Oh, nothing's broken, but severe pain in the wrist. So right over to Bow Falls, took my blades off, threw my iPod Touch in the rollerblades, didn't care if somebody stole it. Down to the river, cold water. On and off, cold water. And I went to Banff Springs Hospital, but I didn't go in there. I parked a block away on the street where there's free parking, and I just cranked the heat in my car, put it on my wrist and my hand, and then into the Bow River, cool. I should have wrapped it up with a tensor bandage, but after that I camped out Syphilor Wilderness area, then to Mount Robson. Heard there was going to be a heat wave in Kelowna. Hadn't been to Kelowna a long time. Was blown away, fastest growing city in Canada, and sleeping in a Subaru Outback. But I was going to bed mega early and waking up early. It was about 5 days in a row when I woke up and I couldn't move my hand. It was severe pain. I could move, but if I even touched my hand. So I must have fractured bones in my hand. But I didn't get an x-ray done until a year and a half later. And it was because I was shoveling river rock. So if you're familiar with river rock, you can shovel into it, but if you hit a big rock, it's going to bang. So that's what I was doing. Shoveling into river rock, bang. My wrist got agitated. That's why I went to get the x-ray, just to make sure that I didn't actually break it. That's all fine now. But I could have been eating healthier during that healing process. I was living off-grid. I lived off-grid for a couple months, summer 2023. No cell phone, internet, running water, none of that. Anyways, she looks like she's ready to be flipped. Well, this is the first time I've done this one, so it looks like I got the temperature too high and I burnt it. But anyways, typically what you want to do, flip it then you can use cheese on top, or if you're using berries, then you just put your butter, honey, and syrup. So yeah, I cooked it a little bit too hot and burnt the eggs there. But got the grass-fed Gouda ready to go once I flip it and cook the other side. And another one I'm big on is alfalfa. It's supposed to be high in vitamin K. Not too expensive, but healthy eating. So, Happy New Year. Good luck.